to my YouTube channel. It's been a while. I know you all missed me and I missed you guys so much. I supposed to have filmed this earlier than now, but things came up. I wasn't feeling fine and blah 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 blah. So how are you all doing? Please, if you're new here, if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, I don't know, maybe you want me to fry egg, you want me to boil yam first. Don't worry. No wahala. It will come in due time, but please just make sure to subscribe to this channel, please. So you can join the family and you don't miss out on some delicious content coming your way. So today's topic is going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to be giving it to you like buzz. Today's topic, like I'm having goosebumps already. Today's topic, just wait for it. I'll be talking about love. First of all, let me start by defining love. Love is an intense feeling or affection towards someone else, not yourself, towards someone else. It's something you show someone and not yourself. If it's yourself, then it's being selfish, and that's not love. Alright, so I'm going to be asking you guys some questions, so that you guys can check yourselves very well and know whether you're having the right mentality on the concept love or whether you need to readjust your thinking. Okay, so my first question is, do you believe in love at first sight? I do hear a lot of this, like people saying, love at first sight. Yes, I fell in love with love. See, let me tell you something. Love at first sight is rubbish. It doesn't happen. It's just your mindset. You can't just see someone or see an object and because it looks attractive, you fall in love with it. No. You're falling in love with love itself and not the person because you barely know anything about that person. It's just the first time you're just encountering that person and you're already like, oh yeah, I love him, he loves me. I don't have any words for you. I swear, I don't have any words for you. But that's not love. That's infatuation. That's not love. You don't just see someone or see an object because they look attractive, you fall in love with them. Love takes time. It's a process. It grows with time. You don't just fall into love like maybe you are falling into a ditch. It's something that takes time to grow. My next question for you guys is can you differentiate between love and infatuation? I know this one is going to be a lot hard for you guys because love is almost the same thing as infatuation, but the best way and the most effective way, in fact, let me tell you, the magic here is time. Give it time because infatuation is something that is short-lived, but love lasts the test of time. Once you give it time, you'll be able to differentiate yourself whether it is love or infatuation, because with time there's no how you guys will not quarrel. A quarrel must come up, it's normal, and then the person will be like, oh, I'm done with this, just carry the person's things and leave, just like that. Sometimes they will not even want to even go through anything, they will not want to explain anything, they'll just be like, oh, I'm done with this. Then you know that that person never really meant anything for you. But if it's love, that person is going to be willing to commit. Even with the misunderstanding, the person will be willing to work everything out. Because love is not determined by the highs and the lows. Love is determined by the ability to commit. Ability to say, yes, this is what I signed up for. This is what I really want. This is what, ability to understand and be patient with that person. And correct that person in love. And not just easily giving up, just like someone who is just there for the moment and doesn't really want anything serious from you. So the next question is, do you believe that people who sincerely love themselves can't quarrel, they can't fight? Okay, this is it. Fights and quarrels are really something that makes up a relationship. It's something that you cannot avoid, but there is a difference. In a healthy relationship, The fight is based on the issue at ground, and then they use things like they make use of I-centered messages. Yes, like I get angry when I don't get to know that you'll be late for dinner. I felt bad the way you spoke to me yesterday. Or I get worried to find out that, okay, I get worried whenever we can't afford the bills. Something like that. And then those kind of quarrels, you can easily settle it because it's centered on the problem. Those people can come together and reason it out and work it out. But you see, unhealthy relationship, hey, the quarrel is always based on the people involved and not the problem, the individuals involved. Like, and they use you-centered messages. You are such a fool. You are a bastard. You're now behaving more like your mom. Never knew you would be so unfair. All those kind of things. And then these words are words that hurts the person. Whoever you're telling it to, it really hurts that person. The person tells you back and it hurts you. Before you know it, quarrel. Before you know it, break up. Before you know it, like, everything is over. So that's the difference. Okay, my next question now is, do you believe that if two people sincerely love themselves, that no form of hardship can come their way? Okay, this is it. Hardships are always there, and these hardships tend to weaken the bond of love that these people have for each other. For example, they can be financial hardship. Normally, most ladies, they will be like, no money, no love. Though that's a very, very wrong concept, because you don't just use money to love someone. Okay, someone you're thinking is broke today can actually be rich tomorrow. Someone that is rich today can be broke tomorrow. So that is it. So there's financial hardship, there's business setback, and diseases, just like couples coming together to give birth to a child having Down syndrome or a schizophrenic child. Like those kind of things, you'll be wondering, was it my fault? Is it my husband's fault? What really happened? Doesn't God care about us? Does God not love us? Those kind of things. Are we not meant to be together? So that kind of thing can bring up misunderstanding, like can make the couples to isolate. So you guys just have to reason everything out and just be patient with the whole situation. With time, definitely God is going to bring solutions. Okay. My next question now is this. Okay, so my next question now is this. Do you believe that true love is better shown in teenagers than in adults? Like those who are advanced? Okay, this is the answer now. Love, as the definition of love goes, caring, giving, and all that. Love requires some level of maturity, a sizable dose of maturity. It's not just done by any Dick and Harry, like any kid at all. So teenagers might just be basically there to play, to enjoy the moment, like nothing serious. But at least those who are advanced might be thinking of committing, because maybe they know they're advanced and they need to settle down. So they want to commit, they want to put in more effort, they want to know if this is the real person or not. They're tired of playing from one girl to another, from one guy to another. They've done that over the years and now they want to commit. So love is something that requires some sizable dose of maturity. It's not just something that any child can just come and say, okay, I'm in love, this one, that one, maybe you buy me gala, I'll give you triumph, and then that is it. No, that is not love. The next question is, do you think that genuine love is long lasting? If this is your belief, then you need to rethink, because you cannot just say that, okay, because you've known this person for a very long time and you guys love each other, then you will now be like, oh, let me relax. Yeah. You don't have to relax. You will still continue putting in effort. All those efforts you were putting in at first to get them, all those things you were doing, all those quality services, words of affirmation, those gifts you were giving, you will continue doing them. Yes, because love is something that requires maintenance. If you don't maintain it, then it's going to fail. This question is quite interesting. Do you think that God is the one to provide us with future partners. I laughed in Swahili. Do you know why I said so? Do you know why I am laughing? Because if this is your belief, then you are in for a very big shock. God has given us wisdom, and God has given us discretionary powers and judgment, and we should be able to use this regarding matters of the heart. Yes, you don't just sit down and expect God to throw your future partner from heaven, like to just like manna. No. And God does not perform matchmaking services for all his worshippers. He doesn't perform matchmaking services for all his believers. It's not like God cannot answer our prayers regarding our future partners, but then you have to also put in your own effort. You don't just relax and sit down and say, okay, maybe, because there's this guy I know, he prayed to God. He woke up in the morning and prayed to God that he's going to morning church, morning service, that any girl he's going to see who is like serviceable, arranging the church and all that, sweeping, that he's going to believe that that is his wife, that he wants a wife and he wants someone that is working for God. So he went to church. After church, then he noticed this girl. She was cute and all that, and she was sort of doing those things like sweeping, cleaning the chairs. And then he was like, wow, he has found a wife. He was so happy because he believed that his prayers were being answered. He met the girl and told the girl his prayer, that this is what he had in mind, and then he feels somehow that God has done it for him. And the girl was like, okay, no problem. She accepted. Number one, she needed to marry also, and then number two, she felt that okay, she can't question God since this is what God wants. Someone prayed for it and it happened this way. Fine. So they got married, and the funny thing is that till date they're still struggling in that marriage. They're still fighting every day. So you can't just say and you can't just wait for God to just come and stone one woman to you or one man. You have to make the efforts. He has given you wisdom, giving you discretionary powers. You have to choose. You have to look for what you want. You have to go out there and find someone. Don't just sit down or sleep on your bed and pray and then expect wonders to happen. A lot of wonders. Okay, so the next question now is this. Do you believe that short courtships are the best? Like courtship of 6 months and below? Okay, so my answer is no. No. No, don't try it. I think the longer you know someone, the better for you, because this is something that involves a lifetime something. Okay, this is something that involves a lifetime. So the more you know someone, some girls will be like, oh, I don't want to be Lord of the Rings, this one, that one. How will I be dating this guy and be engaged for a year? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, nobody is saying you should be Lord of the Rings, though. Whatever people are calling you, you better ignore it, because you're the one that is going to be in that marriage and not them. So better take your time, calm down, and know what you're getting yourself into. For the sake of your own heart, your fragile heart, it's better for you. Long courtships are the best, in my own opinion. They are the best. You can't just date someone for 1 month and you want to commit to that person for a lifetime. You want to get married to that person, and this is something that is for better, for worse. You can't leave the marriage. It's better you know your time, as in take your time and know that person. It's better you know that person. It's better, because of tears, it's better. So just calm down and know whoever you want to commit to. There's no big deal there. Okay, so I have another question for you, and this one is a very, very sensitive question. Do you think that it's better to marry the worst person than to be lonely throughout life? Do you think that it's better to marry the worst person, like to marry a bad person, than to be lonely throughout life? Okay, let me answer you. It's better to seek for an end to loneliness than to be in an emotional combat of a sour marriage throughout a lifetime. Do you get the point now? Like some girls might be like, he drinks too much, but I think it's because he's single. When we get married, he's going to be more responsible. Or they'll be like, he smokes too much, oh, but when we get married, he should calm down. Or they'll say, we don't have a lot in common, no. He likes orange and I like pink. He likes brown and I like chocolate. We don't really have a lot in common, but then I think in the course of the marriage, we should get to understand each other more and we should be able to flow by then. Let me tell you, never compromise your standard because you are lonely. Never you compromise your standard because you are lonely. Go out for go for whoever you want, not because something else that you don't want is available, you go for it. This is marriage, it's not just any other thing. All those long stories that you're telling that because he's single, after the marriage he's going to change, he will like you more. See, let me tell you, those are things that happen in storybooks. They happen in storybooks, they don't happen in real life. Those are storybook endings. Happy ever after. Yeah, Cinderella met her Prince Charming. Before you know it, after everything, they were happily married. These are things that happen in novels, storybooks, and not in real life. Don't compromise your standard. If not, you're joking with your happiness for a lifetime. You know what that means? You're joking with your happiness for a lifetime. Imagine you being down. Imagine you being emotionally weak. Imagine you not feeling, as in not being loved. At least if you're on your own, you can take care of yourself. You can be happy. You can laugh. This kind of people that are not capable of showing love, sometimes you need to check their family background. You need to check their family background. Those kind of people that are not capable of showing love, maybe they were not raised properly. They were not raised to love someone. They grew up in separated families, so it's very hard for them to figure out what you understand by the concept of love. It's very hard for them to please you. It's very hard for them to like you, because they've not even liked themselves. They've not even loved themselves, so they can't love you. They keep being bitter, they keep being sad over things that happened in the past. They've not forgiven themselves. They can't love you. So don't put yourself in that kind of mess whereby you're going to be joking with your emotions for a lifetime. Go for who you want. Go for who cherishes you. Go for who treats you like a queen or a king that you are. It's better than for you to say no. After the marriage, you will influence that person to change. It's not possible. Or let's say it's rare. Maybe it's possible, but it's very rare. It doesn't just always happen, and you don't know if your case is gonna be different. So okay, so this is the end of our topic for today. Hope you guys enjoyed every bit of it. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and don't forget to also like the video. You can also share with your friends so that they can also come and learn a thing or two. Don't be stingy with your knowledge. Alright, so hope to see you guys in my next video. I love you guys.